Alright everybody, this is Eternal Blade here and welcome back to the tutorial. So, last time we sort of worked on the mirror over here. We do have to do a bit of cleanup though. I was looking at the different photographs, and it seems that we need to just bring our entire mirror up a bit more. And again, I just have the reference image off to the side, so I'm kind of, just watching it there, making sure that everything is going according to plan. Alright, there we go. So that's kind of what we need to do, is just bring it forward a bit. Okay, now let's grab this piece here. And I did upgrade to 3ds Max 2016 between this episode and the last episode, so if you notice any small changes, that's what it is. In 3ds Max 2013, for me at least, I mean, you have the general performance improvements and whatnot. Polygon modeling wise, there hasn't been too much new stuff, so I don't really have much to say on that front, but overall it's been good to me. It hasn't crashed. I just remember the horrors of what was 3ds Max 9 and such, and that always crashed. I mean, you couldn't even go like an hour without it crashing. But anyway, this new release actually seems fairly stable, so that's always a good thing. Alright, so I just had to bring the whole mirror forward. Between here and here, we had too much space, so it wasn't quite what I had wanted. But I think we've got that mostly resolved now. So next, let's work on these pieces here. So what we want to do is we can actually use the slice command here and just sort of take out a good portion of it, and you can sort of stick it back in here and play with it. We're probably going to end up having to do some extra slices by ourselves, but actually we don't really need to do that. Never mind, we're not going to slice it at all. Because if we move it back, that should eliminate any of the issues that we have. Now, we do need to bring it out kind of like this, because it does come out a bit. Okay, now this radius here, let's just make this 23, and make sure you remember that number, because we're going to use that. Actually, we're going to do that now, because we guaranteed we'll forget. So, make a tube. Alright, you can use your auto grid option. And there we go. Just like that. And for the radius, it's definitely not 23. So that didn't work. I believe I've scaled that already, so that won't quite work. But anyway, we'll just keep plugging away here. So let's increase the radius. Alright, just to a bit smaller than the actual sphere, or the cylinder itself. And there we go. And we need only one height segment here. This is going to be a perfect circle. Alright, let's apply a turbo smooth modifier here, and this will just give us a nice crisp line. And we can bring that up a little bit. That looks a little higher. There we go. And get a cylinder going on, just a little cylinder here, and bring it up. Now let's find it over here and make sure we have the right height. So just right in the center there, and go over here and center it up here. So it looks like our radius is a bit too big, so we will bring it down a bit. Watch out you don't select the wrong thing here. And now what we need to do is just sort of estimate. It looks like in the picture There are three main portions of this, so I'm going to say one portion starts here, one's here, so kind of the middle is going to be a little bit over here. Alright, then we're going to have one, halfway between here and here, so sort of right here. Alright, and lastly we're going to have sort of one between, here and here, so sort of right about here. And again, these don't have to be perfect. It's just for looks. You can make them perfect if you really need it, but that's actually pretty close. Okay, let's grab this cylinder here. We'll just give this 20 sides. Should be good. Convert it to an editable poly using my hotkey Control-Alt-Q, and let us select the top and the bottom polygons. Control-click on the edges here. Give it a chamfer. It doesn't have to be overly big. Alright, just about right there. And give it a turbo smooth modifier. Alright, don't change the name. We do need a modifier though. Turbo smooth. Alright, there we go. And that will basically do it. We actually can inset these because it'll help with the turbo smooth a bit. There we go. And we also need to control click this and this, shift click, go to connect, 2 segments, and just not slide, pinch it out a bit. This will harden the edges a bit more. We do want a fairly hard edge here. Alright, there we go, perfect. So that will be that. So control click, and we'll just sort of bring it up to the level we want, and we'll just do 2 copies. That should be about perfect. There we go. Let's take a look. And this one is definitely too high. There's no way that would be useful, so let's actually delete, and we'll sort of grab these couple things here. We'll make them gray. Alright, and we'll group them. We'll just call this shelf, okay? And then we'll make it a little bit lower than that one. There we go. Just so we come in a little bit lower than the other one, and everything looks right. There we go, perfect. So, just looking around here, that looks pretty good. Alright, now this segment right here, we probably need to do a little bit of work on this. So the way we're going to do this is actually a bit of trickery. Let's, what do I want to select? I want to select this piece, this piece, this piece, and maybe this piece, okay, and isolate selection. So now we've got just a few pieces here, which is what we want. So I want to work on the transition here. I don't think I want this little cylinder, so let's just select this, convert it to an editable poly, go into your edge mode here, and just connect. Okay. Now, let's bring this out a bit. Alright. And let's just bring this over here. And maybe bring this sort of over here. Okay. Now, let's chamfer this line here. Alright. Perfect. Now what I can do is grab all of these, connect 2 segments, and just bring the pinch way up to give us some nice hard edges there. Perfect. And then we can, let's see, let's actually move this one up a bit more. Apply a turbo smooth. It's not going to work quite right yet. definitely doesn't work quite right, but all right. Next, let's add some segments going this way. Oops, watch out. Right, there we go. So connect, and again, you're going to want the same exact thing here. So now, if we look at our turbo smooth, we're doing a little better. So now we sort of have this edge. And if we delete this, we have a nice transition piece between the mirror and the edge. Alright, we can actually probably just bring that down. I don't much care if it changes. Alright. End isolation mode, and make sure you save your work. Yeah, there we go. That looks much better. The other one over there, I'm not too worried about it. But you know what? I think we're going to just replace it anyway. Let's delete that piece. Go into our top viewport here and just shift drag this over. Actually, let's shorten this up considerably. Don't quite need it that long. Okay. Shift drag it, and we'll just mirror it. And we should be able to strategically place it right where the other thing was. So, let's see, this is that, and this. Let's keep it the same height there. We'll probably go like that. That should just about work for anything we need. Okay, so grab that and that, and let's make them gray. Alright, there we go. Now our mirror is, well, it's done. Well, actually, not quite done. We do have what looks to be some sort of light fixture, so let's go ahead and make that. We're going to just build a box on the wall here. Alright, and let's see, this box is going to need to have, let's see, we're going to chamfer the corners in to give it just some edges like so. And then let's go on the top view here. Alright, and select all these edges and connect. Or two connections. And bring the pinch like that. Alright, and you can grab the top piece and the back piece and extrude them ever so slightly. That's what I want. Okay, now turbo smooth. Alright, so we need to go to edge mode here and connect. And how are we going to do this? Maybe a nice inset is what needs to happen. Alright, let's see how that looks. So we're still not getting those hard edges on these few, so we can do what? We can do something here. I believe what needs to happen is chamfer and give these quite small chamfers. Like that. That should ensure when we turbo smooth, we get our nice hard edges there. Perfect. All right. Now what we can do is simply go to cylinder, and let's just add some cylinders here. These are just to hold the glass little piece in place. I don't know quite how big they're going to be, but I think that should be effective. And just drag it over. Okay, and we will drag them down as well. Perfect. There we go, and I think those are probably a bit too small. Let's bring the radius up to 1.2 seems good. Now, had I been smart, I would have made these instances of each other, but I'm not always so intelligent when it comes to modeling. Okay, now what we've got is, let's make another box about the same size as this, but a lot skinnier. We'll drag it back, and this doesn't actually look all that skinnier, but it's gonna be. So let's decrease the width here just to about the thickness of a pane of glass. Alright, and then let's convert it to an editable poly and add a bunch of connect, we need like, oh, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 maybe. Then we need to grab every other one of these. Basically make ridges on this. Press R, and you want to scale these up like that. Okay, perfect. Now go to Turbo Smooth, and let's see what that does. Okay, so actually, you probably don't even need to Turbo Smooth this specific thing. We do need to do a bend modifier, and then, well, that's odd. You don't want to go that axis or that one. There we go. That's what we want. Now we're just going to bend it into a sort of glass shape. So we just do minus 180 should be the perfect shape, and then let's scale it out so it covers just about the entirety of that. Bring it back, and there we go. And now what we've got is basically this little piece. And maybe just scale it in a bit. Perfect, just like that. And now let's actually convert this cylinder to an editable poly here. Go to bevel, and let's just give it sort of a little head thing. There we go. And I'm just going to use this and copy it over. I probably shouldn't have deleted all those. There we go. Delete. And let's go here, line it up, grab this one, and let's line that up over here. Perfect. So there we go. Now we've got a basic light fixture, which is very similar to what they have. I think I'm going to bring these down just a bit. They're not quite that pronounced. There we go. Alright, so let's select this all, give it a gray color, and we'll group this and call this mirror light. Okay, and good. Now what we can do is take this mirror light and put it on the mirror. So let's just rotate it until we've aligned it. Alright, that's actually pretty close right there. And it is basically going to be aligned with the top of the cabinet, so you can just sort of bring it down a bit. And the cabinet's right there, so that's pretty good. Okay. And just make sure that it is centered, so probably right about here, I'd say. Perfect. So if we go into our perspective mode, you can kind of see what we've got. And I think that's probably about the right size, looking at the photograph. So we're going to go with that. And let's just copy, go back to view, shift drag it, and we'll just make an instance. We'll mirror it. Okay, and we'll just pop it over on this side. Alright, so let's see what we're doing here. Alright, just get it kind of right in there. I didn't even really check this one, but that's good. Alright, perfect. That is almost exactly what we want. Now I do think that they are a bit wide, so I'm just gonna scale this one down, and the other one was supposed to follow. Alright, we'll just do it so it's 80, and then we'll do 80 as well. So we're the same. I'm just looking at the number down here. Alright, save your work again here. Perspective Z, let's see what we've got. And there we go. Now we've got some nice lamps, and we are rolling. That is looking really good. Alright, so that will be the end of this part of the tutorial. I hope you guys learned something new, and in the next part I'll be back with another section of the cruise ship. So happy modeling, please be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.